It was 7 a.m. on a Tuesday when I woke to the sound of metal screaming. I ran outside barefoot, gravel cutting my feet, only to find 3 men on my roof ripping off my solar panels with crowbars. "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" I yelled. One of them pointed toward the street. Standing on my lawn, in her perfectly ironed workout clothes, was Linda Crow, the president of our HOA. Clipboard in hand, she said with a smirk, "Violation notice. You didn't get board approval. I have county permits." I shouted back. She shrugged. "County doesn't matter here. HOA rules override." I watched $40,000 worth of panels, my dream project, get destroyed. Smoke curled from the inverter. The smell of burning circuits filled the air. That was 2 years of savings, gone in minutes. Here's what Linda didn't know. I spent 15 years as an electrical engineer overseas, fixing power grids in places where one bad wire could black out an entire base. So when she tried to crush me, I didn't panic. I started planning. My name's Ethan Brooks, 51, divorced, raising a 17-year-old daughter named Lena. She's why I went solar, to save money for her college fund. We moved into this cookie-cutter neighborhood called Oak Ridge Meadows. Beige houses, manicured lawns, same mailboxes. A factory for fake perfection. The previous owner told me the HOA was laid back. He forgot to mention Linda, who'd been running the place like a dictator for 4 years. She hated anything that didn't fit her idea of community image. My solar setup didn't. But that morning, standing there on my lawn, bleeding feet and smoke in the air, I promised myself one thing. I'd make sure the lights never turned on in her house again. I didn't go scorched earth the minute they smashed my panels. I watched and collected everything. The violation notice, the workers' license plates, neighbors' ring clips. Within 48 hours I had a stack of evidence and more than a little rage. I called Ava Reed, a no-nonsense local attorney who smelled like burnt coffee and righteous anger. She read the permits, the HOA bylaws, and smiled once. The kind of smile that meant we had them. Turns out Linda had been lying from the start. The HOA rules we all ignored, that 47-page manual nobody reads, included an exemption for energy efficiency upgrades if they met county standards. My permits were clean. Her assault was illegal. Even better, the HOA's bank balance was low. Linda had been steering contracts to friends and family, small payments that added up. Embezzlement isn't loud. It's a drip that fills a bucket until someone notices. We didn't file fire and brimstone lawsuits first. Ava printed 87 letters, one for every home, quoting the exact bylaw Linda had twisted. We handed them out at midnight, slipped them through mail slots like secret flyers. People started to talk. An EV charger fine here. A mailbox rust ticket there. The pattern was ugly. Neighbors who'd been bullied into silence began to message me. Jordan, who ran the neighborhood handyman page, had footage of Linda directing the rooftop crew. Tara, fined for a teal-free library, said she'd had enough. Even Linda's husband, Mark, who sat on the city's energy advisory board, looked shaky when I played a quiet recording of him threatening me to drop it. We built 3 fronts: legal, community, and infrastructure. Ava filed counterclaims: harassment, destruction of property, breach of fiduciary duty. We petitioned for a financial audit. I did the one thing Linda never expected. I filed a safety complaint with the utility about the neighborhood transformer. It was ancient and poorly maintained. That got engineers to inspect. They found problems. They red-tagged the equipment. If the transformer failed, the replacement would take 48 to 72 hours. My Solar Plus battery kept my house alive. The rest of the neighborhood, not so much. Turn on the lights. Town hall day felt like waiting for a storm. Linda tried to cancel the meeting with a frantic email, then hired lawyers and sent scare notices. We pushed anyway. 63 people packed the pavilion. At exactly 2 in the afternoon, the grid went dead. Engineers had condemned the transformer and scheduled emergency replacement. Streetlights winked out. Houses went dark. Mine stayed on. People saw it with their own eyes. One home glowing like a lighthouse, while the rest sat in sudden blackness. The image did what 1,000 emails couldn't. Phones recorded, neighbors live-streamed, and Linda's face went from smug to hollow. Ava walked us through the bank statements, the invoices to her friends, the meeting minutes where she quietly voted to pay herself. The room shifted from confusion to outrage to action. By the end of that day, Linda resigned. The county attorney opened an investigation. The HOA insurance and a class action suit forced the repayment of stolen funds. Her husband resigned from the advisory board. The community voted in a new board that posted monthly finances, protected renewable installs, and set real deadlines for approvals. People talked to one another again. Block parties returned. We used the settlement to start a neighborhood solar co-op, group discounts and low-interest loans so more roofs could hold panels. Lena got into college with a scholarship and a story to tell at orientation about civic power that wasn't literal, but felt like it. If there's a takeaway, read the rules, keep receipts, and use the systems the bullies assume no one knows. And if you ever wake up to someone tearing apart what you built, don't panic. Collect the evidence, find the weak spots, and turn on the lights.